either written or spoken. Right now we are discussing spoken language, that is oral communication. So idea or message that will take form of words or language, and it will be very easy to share your views and your ideas through language, because we are human being, we are social animals, and scientifically, psychologically, anthropologically, it is proved that person or human being is an emotional animal. We have feelings, we have emotions, we have thoughts, and we can never remain without expressing this particular thoughts and ideas. So we have to communicate. There is a difference, by the way, between the animals and the human beings. We will understand what that difference is in the next few slides. The next analysis or the next statement tells us that communication happens through words. Either the words they may be written or they may be oral, is called verbal, and without words it is called non-verbal. So there is a simple meaning of verbal and non-verbal given. Verbal will be divided into two types. Verbal communication will happen either by writing or it will happen by speaking. It means that person can express his views either by speaking them, or person can express his views by writing them or speaking them rather. So these are the two ways of oral communication. But non-verbal communication, for example, there are certain gestures, posture, for example, how the person is sitting, how the person is walking, the different types of body movement. For example, my hands are going up and down, at a certain point of time I have to do this, I have to do that. So all this non-verbal communication also plays a very important role in the process of communication. So just here there is a classification, or rather we can say the types of communication. There are two classification or the types of communication you can see. On one hand you have written, or you can say verbal, that means through language. So on the screen you can see the two divisions. In one division you can see the verbal communication. In verbal again there are two types, as we discussed just now, that verbal communication can happen either by writing or it can happen by speaking. But on the other hand you can see the types of communication. In the other hand you can see the non-verbal communication. It means that there are certain ways, there are certain we can say methods through which communication will happen without language, without words. So there is a scope of communication for happening even without language, even without words. How will it happen? So communication can happen through colors, it can happen through gesture or posture, it can happen through body language or behavior, it can happen through sign language, it can happen through braille language, it can happen through sign and symbols. So you can see that there are many other ways through which communication will happen. Now let us see each and every example with certain information and detail. As you can see on your screen, the first thing is shown, that is non-verbal communication by braille language. As we can easily see that this is how blind people read. This is how a person named Braille, he invented this method. In this particular language what actually happens is that on the surface the fonts, they are embossed. Actually this particular method is a scientific or mathematical. There is a digital science working behind this particular methodology. Please have the slide. In this particular slide, as you can see that the fonts are embossed. So the process of texture will happen. A blind person will touch the particular surface where the fonts are embossed. That embossed fonts will give a particular type of feeling, that is called texture, and this is how a blind person will read or will be able to understand what is written. This is called braille language. So even blind people can read. Next is non-verbal communication through sign. This is why in one of the characteristics it was said that language also there is one part and parcel of language is sign and symbols. So here you can see how dumb and deaf people, you must have seen news given by dumb and deaf people, for dumb and deaf people, where a lady or a person, he or she does certain types of sign through hands and the movements of hands. Here is given certain letters for each and every sign. So as you can see, there is a particular sign for A, there is a particular sign for B. It means that the person who cannot listen, the person who cannot speak, even dumb and deaf people, they can also communicate, and they will communicate with this particular language. So this is how this all the media, these are certain media, these are certain ways of communication which is not language, or which are not language, but even though people, they can communicate with the help of this all sign and symbol. As in this particular group of pictures, you can see there is a lady and she is doing different types of movements of hands. You can also say different types of physical movement or gesture and posture. So each and every sign, each and every shape of hands and movements, as we saw in the previous slide, that for entire alphabets and series of alphabets, there is a particular sign decided, and that particular decided sign will decide, or it will rather determine what person wants to say, although it will be very difficult compared to our verbal language. This is very interesting. Non-verbal communication by gesture. You see, there is the same face, but every time there are 9 types of faces being shown. Every time the shape of the same face is different. Even scientifically we know that the muscles of our face, they can take different types of shape every time. So that you must have realized that there is the same face, but it is different when person is happy. Face is different when person is sad, when person is we can say gloomy, when person is disturbed, when person is confused. So here you can see that each and every face, it will communicate different types of message. For example, in the very first face, you can see that person is happy, then he is smiling. In the second one, you can see he is more happy. In the third one, he is confused. In the fourth one, he is angry. In the fifth one, he is absurd. So you can see that every time, same face, it will communicate differently. That's why in professional sphere or in academic sphere, or we know the concept of communication environment. So again you see that formal and informal communication. So when informal communication happens, for example, when person is in interview, so there are different types of gesture and posture required in the interview chamber, in the interview cabin. So person cannot there behave the way he or she likes. He has to follow certain protocols. When person is sitting in the office, when person is talking to his manager, when person is talking to his employees or colleagues. So at different types of atmosphere, in the different types of places and atmosphere, a person has to behave and communicate accordingly. That is called the propriety or suitability of communication. So communication or the place where person communicates, they both go, or they should be going parallel. If there is a mismatch, incongruity, then it will create, I think, the process of communication will be disturbed. Again, message will not be conveyed properly, so on and so forth. So many other problems will come. Here, as you can see, that non-verbal communication by body language, very, very important aspect of communication. Many a times, please understand, many a times silence is more powerful than the thousands of words. I repeat my statement. Many a times silence is more powerful than the thousands of words. So in the professional sphere, how you are sitting, as I said, how you are behaving with the persons and people around. So these all kinds of thing. For example, there are three different types of style person can stand in. So all this, even in previous slide you can see that people are standing, people are talking together, people are having different types of posture. This is in terms of communication and language, it is called posture. So different types of posture, they play different types of role and differently they communicate. Next is that communication through colors. It is very important again, as I said, that there are so many examples for the communication, how colors can communicate. For example, black, so it is a symbol of ignorance. Black is a symbol of sorrow also. White again, it is a symbol of peace, and white again, it is a symbol of sorrow again. Red is a symbol of danger. Tragically, it is a symbol of love also. Pink is a color that communicates a lot. Pink is a color of romance sometimes. It is a light color. Yellow is a color of happiness and intellect and friendliness and warmth, and so many words are given for the particular types of color. So even colors can communicate. As we know that in our national flag there are three colors, green, white and orange. So all the three colors, they communicate different types of idea. So we can see that it is a, we can so many times it is a signal or it is a symbol of our prosperity, green color. White color is a symbol of our peace and brotherhood. Similarly, orange color, so it is a color of brevity and boldness. So all these types of colors. Even you see that in our national the national symbol, there are the figures of 3 lions, although there are 4 lions but only 3 are visible. So that particular figure, that statue, it also communicates a lot. So there are so many types of media, there are so many types of ways through which person can communicate. So if there are certain colors, that's why appearance is very important, because you are heard next, first you are seen. People hear you secondly, first any unknown person will look at you. So how you look, how you appear, what types of clothing you have put on, what types of hairstyle you have done, everything is very important, because each and everything it communicates a lot. Although we had seen that the word personality is also attached with language, and the word personality actually shows the outer personality, as in itself it is coming from the persona, that means mask. But there are 2 types of personality in person. We can see that person can be dashing, he can be attractive, he can be talented or so-called talented outwardly. When you try to understand person internally, so ethics and thoughts and his personal likes and dislikes and ifs and buts and all these things, so all these things are something which will develop person's internal personality. Anyway, the point is that a person can communicate by 2 ways. Either person can speak language and it will be verbal communication, either person can write, it will be written communication, or if person will not write or will not speak, even a silence will communicate a lot. Even person's body language will communicate a lot. How person prepares himself, how he dresses himself and herself, everything will communicate something. Thus there are many non-verbal ways of communication, but amongst all, language as a medium of communication, either it can be written or it can be oral. Language is the easiest way to express idea, and therefore we need to understand what role language plays in person's life, in person's career, professional career, in person's growth, in person's progress, or in any other phenomenon happen in person's life. Therefore we also need to know how person can be a master of language, how person can learn language, what is the process of learning language, new language or second language. As we all know that for us, English or any other language would be the second language, our mother tongue. So you see, nobody teaches us our mother tongue. You know, we learn it on our own. So what science works, what psychology works, what funda or what formula works behind that, few things we learn on our own, few things we have to learn, somebody needs to teach us few things we need not learn from anyone, we know it or we learn it on its own. So what type of automation, what type of mechanism works, everything, all these questions are still unanswered. So many scholars and so many linguists, so many scientists, so many grammarians, so many philosophers and thinkers, they have tried to answer these questions, and still many questions are unanswered, and they are still knocking the door to be answered. So here, as we were discussing the characteristics of language, we saw the first characteristic, that is a means of communication. The second characteristic, that is language is arbitrary. What do we mean by arbitrary? The simple meaning of arbitrary is illogical. Arbitrary means there is no logic. For example, why do we call a certain object with a particular name? We do not have any reason. You know, that's why we can say that language is arbitrary. Although this particular characteristic will not be applied to each and every language, there will be certain languages, or there will be few languages or dialects that will come under this particular title or the word arbitrary. For example, if we say in English, we do not have reason why do we call a particular aspect. For example, why do we call mouse a mouse? Why do we call pen a pen? Why do we call fan a fan? We do not have any strong reason. We call it so because entire English community has decided that this particular thing is called this. That's why we call it, we identify that particular thing with that particular name. So there is no particular reason why these all things are called with this particular name. So this is called the quality of arbitrariness. Now this quality many a times confuses person. For example, why do we call just we take an example of the word personality. So the word personality is a Greek or a Latin root that means mask. So you see that here we have to discuss its etymology. So there are many such words, which needs to be understood